Jonah and the Big Fish. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a man named Jonah. He was an ordinary person, but God had very important plans for him. One day, God spoke to Jonah and said, "Jonah, I want you to go to the great city of Nineveh. The people there are doing many bad things. I need you to tell them to change their ways, or something bad will happen to them." Jonah heard God's voice, but he was afraid. He didn't want to go to Nineveh. "Why me?" Jonah thought. "The people of Nineveh are very wicked. What if they don't listen to me? What if they hurt me?" Jonah decided that he would not obey God. Instead of going to Nineveh, he decided to run away. He went to the port and found a ship heading to a very distant city called Tarshish. He boarded the ship thinking he could escape from God. As the ship sailed across the sea, Jonah felt relieved. "Now I'm far away from Nineveh," he thought. But Jonah forgot that God is everywhere and always knows where we are. Suddenly the sky grew dark and a great storm began. The wind howled and the waves were so high that the ship rocked back and forth. The sailors were very scared. They started throwing the cargo into the sea to try to save the ship, but the storm kept getting worse. Meanwhile, Jonah was sleeping down below in the ship. The sailors came to him and said, "Wake up! How can you sleep in the middle of this storm? Pray to your God so that he will save us." Jonah knew that the storm was because of him. He told the sailors, "I am running away from God. He asked me to do something, and I didn't want to obey. It's better for you to throw me into the sea, and the storm will stop." The sailors didn't want to do that, but the storm kept getting worse. Finally, they decided they had no other choice. They took Jonah and threw him into the sea. As soon as Jonah hit the water, the storm stopped, and the sea became calm. But Jonah was not alone in the sea. A big fish, sent by God, swam to him and swallowed him. Jonah was inside the fish, but he was not hurt. He was safe inside. He stayed in the fish's belly for 3 days and 3 nights. During this time, Jonah prayed to God. He asked for forgiveness for not obeying and promised that he would do what God had asked him to do. After 3 days, God commanded the fish to spit Jonah out onto the beach. Jonah was very grateful to be alive. He knew that God had given him a second chance. This time, Jonah obeyed. He went to Nineveh and did what God asked. He walked through the city and told the people, "You need to stop doing bad things. God is very sad with you. If you don't change, something bad will happen." The people of Nineveh listened to Jonah. They believed God's message and decided to change their ways. They began to be kind to one another and do what was right. God saw what they did and was very happy. He decided not to punish the city. Jonah also learned an important lesson. He learned that we can't run away from God and that God is always merciful. Even when we make mistakes, he is willing to give us a new chance if we ask for forgiveness. And so Jonah returned home, wiser and grateful. The people of Nineveh continued living in a good way, and God continued to care for them. Jonah never tried to run from God's plans again, because he knew that God always knows what is best. If you like the story of Jonah and the big fish, don't forget to leave a like and share it with your friends so more people can be inspired by this amazing adventure of faith. Now close your eyes. Imagine the big fish swimming in the sea, Jonah thanking God, and the city of Nineveh full of joy. May your dreams be filled with hope and courage, just like Jonah's journey. Good night, and until the next adventure.